3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your writing assignment number 1, the set of instructions. So I want to go over with you that I take the rubric. Whoops, now I'm just putting us in a different portion. You can see the rubric right here on the side of your paper. It's attached in the assignment folder for you. And I go through, do you have the instructions feature a specific piece of equipment? Do you have the total number of steps? And it's broken down for how many steps that you have. The list of the steps, do they all begin with an imperative verb? Are they numbered? Do they provide clear instructions? Are there nested steps? Do they include, this is just the general overview of what your instructions need to include, and this is part of the rubric where you can find this attached to your assignment. So when I go through here, you have a specific title. Here we go, how to change Toyota Highlander engine oil. You'll note from the content in week 1, you might want to just go ahead and give the specific year because the engine model or the types of filters and oil used based on the year of the vehicle will change. So again, a set of instructions needs to be as detailed as possible, and that might be a key feature when you're sharing with someone how to do this. I'm sorry, my computer is hanging up here for just a second. So when we go down, I love how you have the materials listed. I have this as page view. Let me show you as text view here real quickly. Why won't it switch back? There we go. So notice how you have these two indented and the other one's not. So what I would do is kind of nest these. Maybe say sockets and then underneath of them 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, and nest those with bullet points or something like that. A socket drive, and then underneath of there 30 millimeter extension, so that you're grouping or chunking your materials together. That might help with that flow. You remember, one of those things is like making sure that the reader is flowing through your set of instructions. So then, let's see, we have that little introduction here. Let's take a look at the very beginning, the first sentence. Regularly changing Toyota Highlander's engine oil and filter are some of the most important things to keep car running well. Let's take a look at a little bit of grammar here. I would change this around to say, to make it more direct. Remember, you want to keep it short, simple, and clear, concrete, and concise, as direct as possible. Changing the oil and filter in a Toyota Highlander is key to keeping the car running well, period. Overtime oil breakdown. I'm not sure that you need that description. I would avoid this statement and instead this third statement that you have here, I would say typically vehicles require an oil and filter change every 3 to 5 months. It takes 15 to 45 minutes to change the oil, period. So you want to make sure you check on that subject verb agreement and just as clear and concise as possible. Remember, we're not talking about conditions. We just want to give the instructions this time. So then I talked about nesting and chunking these, and let's go. I love how you have them ordered and numbered and perfect pictures that you have. I like how you have everything in the same alignment. That really helps to pull the viewer or the reader's view through here. So when I go back up, I am looking at each of the instructions. Park the car, pull the car, raise your vehicle. Excellent use of command verbs at the beginning. Watch out for sentence structure and periods. You would need one here. So park the car, pull the car into the garage, or park it on a level spot in your driveway, period, raise your vehicle to secure it on jacks. The only thing that I would recommend is maybe giving this a subheading, preparing your vehicle. And then that would be 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4, put blocks behind your tires for additional safety. And then note, you can slide your vehicle without needing to raise it. So that might be. And then second, preparing your engine. So this first part is getting your car positioned correctly. The second part is getting the engine ready. Run the engine for a couple of moments. Doing this helps. Now, take a look at this sentence. Doing this helps to get any contaminants in the oil circulating and off the bottom of the oil pan. That is more of a description. So you may want to nest this underneath of what you have listed as number 3. Raise your hood, period, open the oil cap, and then you may want to note where it's located. On top of your engine. Oh yeah, you have it right there. To let the old oil drain faster. And then I would say under the car, position your drain pan under the oil plug. Account for the initial steam of shooting out. So you want to be a little clearer on that description there. All right, so this would be preparing your car, letting it run, opening the hood, positioning the oil pan, and then maybe another subsection, another heading in here, or removing the old oil. And so that would be that set of instructions. And then you could detail. And then after removing the old oil, then discuss how to load the filter. That comes down here. And then how to double check that all the plugs are in order, and then changing the oil. So if that makes any sense, I would do, that's like 5 or 6 subsets of instruction, because right now you're at 16. And if you were to break them down into those 5 or 6 categories with 3 or 4 instructions underneath of each, you would then get to the correct amount of instructions that are required for this paper. So again, I want to share with you, you're required to have here it goes, at least 25 or more for full credit. So you want to make sure right now you're at 16. So that would put you at about, losing about 5 points there. The steps are numbered. They provide, here we go. Steps are nested. In order to receive full credit, you need to have some nesting steps. So maybe that's where that, subheadings could be included. And then see these notes and explanations. Some of those notes that I shared with you, you actually have them listed as a different set of instruction, but it's really a note. And so that would give you, those full credit points there. So what I recommend is going through those quick sets of, examples that I pointed out, and then taking a look or handing this off to a friend and have them read it to identify some grammar issues like that subject-verb agreement. So I hope that this was helpful, and I look forward to reading your final copy.